Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Man Cave Stuff. I am your host, Jackbox Creations. Now, guys, in this episode, I got bamboozled. I got swindled. Now, understand, I do not have any issues whatsoever with Swingman jerseys. I think they're a great option. I think you should always have options. There's a tiered jersey system, and that's 100% fine. I personally love the details of jerseys, so I would choose an authentic because I appreciate the stitching, and there are certain aspects of it that you can only really find in an authentic or an elite jersey. So that's my preference. So this has nothing to do with Swingmans per se. The Nets came out with their classic jerseys this year. It was the 1990-91 jerseys, and the tie-dye. And I love them. I think they're great. They also had another jersey. It was this royal blue jersey that they came out in the next season, I believe it was. And I really like it. Derek Coleman is like my all-time favorite Syracuse player. I'm big into Syracuse. He was my favorite college player, from back in the days. So it was an easy choice for me. I had to start looking for a Derek Coleman Nets jersey after I saw the classic Nets jerseys. So I came on the Nets store. I find one for $200. Now I see that price tag and I say, okay, this has got to be an authentic. It's a very simple style. A lot of times Mitchell and Ness, they'll charge you more for their authentics because, of course, there's more production that goes into making those kind of jerseys. So $200 sounded about right. So I went ahead, and the other thing too is their images were a little vague. But again, this is the Nets store. Of course I trust them. They're not going to, this isn't some China knockoff store. This is the Brooklyn Nets actual official website. So I went ahead and made the purchase. And after I made it, I thought more about it, and I contacted the store, and I looked at the pictures a little deeper, and something seemed off to me. So I contacted the Nets store, one of the representatives, and I told the rep, I said, listen, I just want to cancel the order. I think what I bought was a Swingman jersey. I don't think it's the authentic. Their representative told me that this was the real deal. So I took him at his word. And I said to him, but let me double check. I said, I don't want a Swingman. I want the one that's stitched, verbatim. He said to me, no, this is stitched. They press it and they stitch it. So, you guys have seen the way I put together jerseys in my videos. You have to, I tend to press it onto the jersey first, and then I stitch. So what he was saying made sense. So I said, okay, all right, I'll roll the dice on it. So my $200 jersey comes in. I open the box, and lo and behold, what do I get? A Swingman jersey. Mitchell & Ness $200 Swingman Nets jersey. And again, if you knew what you were getting, say your homeboy had one and you thought it was nice, so you decided that you wanted to go ahead and grab one too. You decide that the Swingman is the version that you want to go with, and you know it's coming. You already know it's not stitched. You know there are certain aspects of it. This wasn't that, and I haven't bought a Swingman jersey in just forever. It's been a really long time since I actually went and bought one, and I didn't realize how far they've come. Although I recently saw a video after this whole ordeal. Shout out to the homie Resurrection. He pointed out he did a side-by-side difference between these new Swingmans that they have and an authentic. Well, my particular Swingman, just looking at it, so I hadn't had a Swingman in front of me, one of the newer Swingmans in forever. So just looking at it, of course there's no stitching around the sides. There's this fake zigzag, maybe heat-pressed, something or other, on top of a twill polyester material, which I'm assuming is a tackle twill. Now, the problem with that is after a couple washes, the twill starts to fray. The threads start to come out. That, and the fact that it'll start to separate, especially if you apply heat. Don't ever throw your Swingman into a dryer, because that's what you're headed for. And then the final just nail in the coffin is I'm looking at the jock tag. Now usually Mitchell & Ness's jock tags, they'll have the big square rectangular Mitchell & Ness patch, with the Hardwood Classic on it, the basketball, and then there's an identifier tag that tells you usually the player and the year. They're always stitched from what I've seen. This thing wasn't even stitched. It wasn't even a woven tag. Woven meaning there's a process in creating a patch where you interweave threading, and it creates almost like a tapestry kind of thing. This wasn't even that. This was something like stamped onto a piece of fabric, and then the piece of fabric wasn't even sewn into the jersey. Again, nothing against Swingmans. But if this is where Nike and Mitchell & Ness have decided to take their jerseys and their mid-tier uniforms and whatnot, then just know what you're up against. Know what you're getting. What it feels like to me, and this is 100% my view on this topic. What it seems like to me is they're trying to roll back the quality, because back in the days, the standard there was really only 2 tiers. I mean, kind of 3 if you count the pro. So there was the pro, the game fit type jersey. Then there was the authentic, which was the sewn, and then there was the nylon with the heat pressed numbers. And I'm talking about the champion jerseys. So what it feels like to me is it's almost like, okay, we're going to just slowly start rolling back some of the quality. So yeah, we'll take away the stitching today. If they're okay with it, nobody makes a fuss, we'll go ahead and let's get back to just heat pressing. No more tackle twill. We'll just heat press it on the jersey. Nobody says anything about that? You all are okay with that? Okay. Let's start sublimating it into the fabric. You take away sewing. No one has to sew it. The machine doesn't have to sew it. You don't have to heat press anything onto it. After a while, it's just going to be kind of like a t-shirt. Know what you're getting. You're the consumer. Make your choice based on your want, not because of something that somebody is handing to you. Be smart on your purchase. All right? That's all I want to say. Looking closer at it too, this Nets chest logo is shiny. It looks like vinyl was pressed on, right? The numbers are matte, and they appear to be sublimated. So what it is they've got a whole box of blank Nets jerseys, just like this, with only the Nets logo on it. No numbers, no name, none of that stuff. An order comes in, and they've got another box with a bunch of numbers and a bunch of letters, and they heat press them on. These guys were probably just cranking them out, heat pressing, they got the order, boom, send it on its way, kind of thing. But again, $200 for a custom Swingman? That's more than I paid for my authentic Durant. Alright guys, well, thanks for hanging out with me again and listening to my rant on Swingman jerseys. If you found any of this information helpful, go ahead and turn on your notifications and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Man Cave Stuff.